Okay, well, so there's kind of something on the Epic Cam here. For whatever reason, we are having some technical difficulties with the osmopocket 3, or maybe just my entire setup. It's also possible. I think we're about to hear myself talking to myself, but through my phone. Okay, so we should, in the upper left-hand corner, have but instead pulling our friend out here. So, yeah, this microphone is doing nothing. Also, it's quite zoomed in. Get a picture. All right. So I wasn't totally planning on doing a kind of, I don't know,
troubleshooting. But yet, here we are. Shoot. No, that's not what I wanted. That's kind of what I wanted. You can turn the Epic Cam off again. I mean, it's not off, it's on. It's directly above me. But it at least does look as though we have audio. And that is good. Sort of good, because I should be able to hear it out of this. And I can't. All right. Well, if you just see me moving my mouth right now, it means we are in fact still having some technical difficulties with this. Good. Oh, there we go. All right, cool. Anyways, so pretty sure nothing that I was talking about before actually went live. So, welcome back to another episode, or welcome to an episode of Accounting on It. I am Mike with Accounting for Cycling. That is this channel. If you're unfamiliar with this channel, I usually have like bike stuff, tech stuff. Been getting into more like multi-sport and running stuff lately too. The tech stuff, as you can see right now, sometimes it happens live on the air. That was definitely not planned. Something that was planned is initially we were going to talk about how this may potentially be a quicker one today. I did not anticipate on it just kind of crashing and burning right off the bat. Luckily, though, we appear to be back up with audio, back live, so I see myself peaking quite a bit here still, so let's kind of turn down the main audio here. And if for whatever reason the audio is quiet, drop something in the chat, let me know. I'm running off of a few different screens here, so any help is appreciated. But also too, if you have something in mind to chat about, drop it in the chat, and I will happily kind of pick up where that is as I get everything set up here. But yeah, anyways, so if you're unfamiliar or don't follow me on Instagram, please do. I post things from time to time. It's a great place to kind of get more of an up-to-date Oh, shoot. I'm zooming here. I meant to do not that far. There we go. Like this far. Maybe like here. I talk with my hands quite a bit, and so instead of just seeing like fingertips pop up, there you go. Yeah, but anyways, so on Saturday I ran the Brew City Half Marathon. Yeah, first event of the year for me. It, I don't know, it actually went pretty good. I have more things kind of laid out here in my notes, but kind of got caught slightly off guard by having video issues. So, anyways, oh, oh no. Let me just steal this one here. And I say let me just steal this one here, but it's actually more of, that's something I use quite a bit during video calls in Teams. I actually don't even usually say, hey, I'm going to steal the screen. It's just like, poof, and I've got it. So I'm that person. Mostly too, because like if I'm talking about something that's relevant, I will show it, especially like versus just staring directly at me. But speaking of, all right, well, you know, it actually is kind of, actually that works. Was supposed to work. It does not work. So anyways, we'll just go old school way here. And by old school, I mean the way that we've been doing this thing for the last couple of weeks. Basically, I pull up a web page inside of this browser down here, which is actually running through this desktop out to the projector, but through my Elgato capture card. So it's like inception of inceptions of inceptions. But ooh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. All right, well, we're gonna, it looks like it's just that easy. You just click the thing, it goes boop, and drops the picture all the way down the corner. But actually it's still pretty much that easy. You just kind of grab it and go. But it's still not quite working out the way I wanted to. But let's just do, we can make me smaller. Oh, interesting. Okay, well, let's make me smaller so we can see here. Also, this is testing my eyesight here. There we go. We'll actually make this bigger. So, here's actually my my splits off of Strava. Strava, yeah, it's fine. They do some goofy things, but this actually does show a pretty good iteration of. It did take me a half an hour to get to mile one, mostly because, as kind of usually happens with these things, way back at the start here, everybody's just kind of packed together. You can see I started my GPS, and then it pulled up over here when I actually started it. Mostly just to make sure that like friends and family that wanted to have the tracker thing set up, they could actually hop in, track me. You can send like encouraging cheer things through Garmin. I'm sure like other brands have it too. but I don't have a Koros. If somebody would love to buy me one, I will play around with it, but I am not about to spend money on it. Mostly because it's kind of, I don't know, we don't need it. And I'm not going to spend a couple $100s on a second watch. I've got this one right here, which actually just turned 1 year old. I kind of debuted it in running fashion at last year's Brew City, where I did a 5K and also survived, which was actually my goal last year, was just strictly to survive and finish. This year, though, I actually had a goal of 2 hours and 45 minutes. I wanted to be under that, but my ultimate goal was just beat my previous half marathon time, which was 2 hours 56 minutes and I think like 57 seconds, which that one was a goal of 3 hours. So it's a common theme of like I set a goal and it's like just squeaking in. Which does mean though that my training plan probably is working exactly as designed, but also could definitely be better. Yeah, heart rate wise too, like yeah, I'd try to keep it in like kind of the 160s range. You can see I was right around mid-high 160s the entire time. Yeah, I mean that just it was exactly how I wanted to do my pacing too. This 13 minutes is a little bit off. I actually stopped at like 1.7 miles to use the bathroom. I'd originally planned on using the bathroom prior to getting everything all, prior to getting the start line, and like there were a ton of porta-johns set up right here, and yeah, I didn't use them. Went to go and like kind of get some gear switched and changed up in our cooler backpack thing, and my original bib was on top with some of my favorite bib snaps, who they are a brand partner of mine that I actually have a discount code for. I think it's like 20% off, maybe. Yeah, I think it's something like that. I'm pretty sure I've got it in my bio link that actually says what it is, or it might just say sweet discount. I also made a video on them. I really like them. They're cool. I've actually got a set right here that I purchased when I did the 10K for the Fox Cities Marathon. But it's pop and snap. It's pretty easy. And then you unsnap them. So they don't cause damage to your clothes, which is really nice, especially when you're rocking like cycling jerseys or nicer run apparel. It's not just the t-shirt that they give you with your registration. But yeah, so I had 4 of my favorite ones on there, including one of 4 bib snaps in existence that are accounting for cycling. And they flew off the top of our cooler right about here where this cursor is, and whew, blew right in the water right there. And the metal American flag ones just kind of took the corner and gone. And with that, I rushed ahead to go over to like, I think right here is where they had all, or right here in this pavilion thingy, they had all the like last minute packet pickup, t-shirts, grab your bib if you need it, if you lost some pins, which I totally remembered why I hate the pins. They wounded me. One of the edges, it's like they all end up here. And this, I think it's a pewter cup from like my youth or something. I don't know. I had it for a long time. But so this part here, during the course of the half marathon, scraped and like scraped my skin off, which hurts, still does. yeah, really overall throughout the entire thing, I made it through like pretty well unscathed. Like the run went really well. My feet feel good. I have not gone for a recovery run since, but that's mostly, I don't know, actually wanted to have some kind of recovery before going out and trying to run. I will be joining the kind of usual run club, Performance Running Outfitters by me for their Wednesday night run club tomorrow. Although on one of these Wednesdays, I really need to join the Buena Tierra. I know I'm mispronouncing it, but Run Club, they're really cool. They're based out of the Walker's Point area, and just kind of open for everybody, but it's, you know, operated and run kind of by members of the Hispanic community, is just kind of a safe space for people to run together. Plus, it meets up at the Zocalo Food Park, so that's a huge plus too. But either way, both run clubs tend to do right around 3 mile runs, 3 to 4 sometimes, but very cool, inclusive environments. Plus, they'll cheer you on too. That was a huge help to me during my run. Is on the way out, I heard all the bells clanging and clacking, and all the cheering, and it was really cool. Yeah. Then on the way back too, one of my new friends, Angie, she had like just made it there and was like, Mike, and like caught a couple of pretty cool pictures too. Of course, I looked exhausted because I think that was at like mile 10 or 11. So I was looking forward to finishing, but still like did a words. Yeah, and they had like different like aid stuff set up too, so just kind of, it's a cool setup. And you know, they were there cheering on everybody. Performance Running Outfitters, I know they had quite a few people out there running competitively, and then also just kind of, you know, like me, not competitively, competitive against myself. 2 hours 43 and 47 minutes. Chip time was 2 hours 43 minutes 53 or 25 seconds. You can tell I just got off of work, and quite the day. And Garmin was 2 hours 43 minutes 37 seconds. So pretty good trend there. I only lost like a minute and 20 seconds by using the bathroom at the first aid station. Glad I did though. Like that was so much more efficient. Just had to run with kind of a full bladder from having my like pre-workout on the way and finishing it right before getting there. But yeah, if you can make it that far and make it the first one, they actually have toilets. Go for it. Or if it's a more wooded environment, not in the middle of a city, maybe go in the woods. But you know, choose your own venture. Be safe. Try not to break the law. But if you do, only break one of them at a time. Drink water. Yum. Also, still got, and now it doesn't look quite as good with the me box in the lower part. But way up on top, you'll see still I've got the American Diabetes Association Tour to Cure, my fundraising bar up there. Yeah, the link is down in the description. It's in my bio. It's basically on anything and everything that I can possibly link it to. It's just a really special cause to me, and I will be riding another metric century this summer in support of finding a cure for diabetes. Lost track of where I was going. Anyways, 20% discount if you use Accounting for Cycling at bibboards.com. Or you can use my link. It says it's still beta, but it seems to be working. My link is just bitboards.com/discount/accounting for cycling, or just click the one that has it down there, and that'll take you right there. I believe that gives you the discount already. I don't know if they stack, but yeah, anyways, if you use that, I get a little bit of a commission off that. It's nothing huge. I think it's right here, 15%. So it's actually bigger than most. Most are like 2%, 5% is a good one. That one's actually pretty good. But also bib snaps they're not expensive. So even like one pair, I don't know. I got carried away and have quite a few. That is kind of the common trend. Yeah. So, if there's only two C's in accounting, that's what I'm trying to get to. Nobody needs to see my student loan debt. I don't want to see that. They don't want to see that. Ignore that there's student loan debt up there. But anyways, so my website, I, yes, do have ads. I get like 50 cents a day from having ads. I tried to place them myself so they're kind of out of the way. I don't get why this Leifin electric toothbrush it's like everywhere. I feel like for the longest time it was it Manscaped was like you got sponsored by them, you made it. Now it's like you get this toothbrush. I don't use it. I've got this. This is actually a new one from the Tech Insider Network, which actually the base of the handle is the same one that I have been using since 2017. And I don't know. I know my teeth aren't ultra white, but that's just some dog hair in there. That's more genetics and not using the whitening thingy that I have. Let me get this out of the way here. But all sorts of new stuff inside their app. It's just a new refined iteration of their 9700 toothbrush. Different brush heads. I have not tried their new all-in-one one yet. That is the biggest change. I think there's also supposed to be like battery life and volume. Yeah, I don't know. I feel bad because I have used the handle, but with my old whitening toothbrush or brush head. So, yeah. The other one's charging. I'll have more info on it soon. But so this guy right here is kind of what we're talking about next. I am celebrating 1 year with the Garmin Forerunner 965. It replaced my Forerunner 945 LTE. Yeah. Let me go over here. There we go. So we'll bring it up a little closer here. You can see my steps are a little late today. Just under 4,000. But also, I'm up to a 28 out of 100 training readiness now, which is really good. It's the usual sleep. Ugh. I have bad sleep. I'm done 16 hours of recovery time, improved by good rest. That's where that recovery comes in handy. Now you can do like zone 2 exercises and have good active recovery on that, but I'm really bad about staying in zone 2. HRV status balanced. So acute load is high, which makes sense. I just ran a half marathon that I have been training for, but I mean, I was aiming for like a zone 4, zone 5 pace and heart rate, so it's kind of to be expected. It's going to push everything up higher. But yeah, so I mean, you can see I don't use the original Garmin Restrat. Let's see. We don't want that. Let's see what that does. So it's product showcase mode, which is supposed to be like a hello, hello. But yeah, so things I really like about it is that in the last year, the rich notifications coming from this. So prior to having Garmin, well, actually in between having Garmin's, I had the Forerunner 405, and then had a bunch of Samsung watches from the S2 Sport, all the way up to the Galaxy Watch 3. So quite a few iterations of that. Then I dove into 945 LTE, mostly because I still wanted to have some sort of like live active tracking thing. One to, if something were to happen, like my phone it disappeared, you can still have the live track stuff. Plus it had music features on it. I was expecting to use a lot more of that. I still do, but it's not the onboard music. It's, let's see, I was listening to Studio by Phil Collins. It's that you can skip through all this stuff. I don't know if the non-music watches have this, but like I use this all the time. I do not, however, operate, there we go, my watch in reverse all the time. But yeah, so like you can change audio on here. So like I've got mine turned all the way down right now because it's just running through my phone. But like if I had earbuds in, or usually my earbuds are hearing aids because they help me hear and I get to listen to music. And I can hear, which is a huge benefit, especially out of my right ear. But so without getting distracted, like I can click through here, adjust the volume up and down. There we go. And switch through different tracks. So it's pretty, overall pretty basic, but also like it works. With touchscreen. So yeah, the 965 has a touchscreen. I like having that back. All my Samsungs use touchscreen. They also, all the ones I had the physical rotating dial, which is really nice. That's what really kind of pushed me to still wanting physical buttons on everything. It's just really nice to have. Plus then, instead of having to drill through menus for everything, like you can just press and hold and see my training readiness is pretty abysmal. And you can either click or swipe. Oops, that's not the back button. This is. So it allows you to actually, like, it gives you more options for input instead of limiting you to just one. Really like that. Initial setting it up, you do still have to do a lot of things on the watch itself, but Garmin has gotten a lot better about offering the ability to set up these different settings inside of the Garmin Connect app. The safety and tracking, I'm not going to open it because it uses email addresses and or phone numbers. And I don't want to send those out into the open. But so the safety and tracking, I think I can, yeah, I can still go in one. Ooh, I can go in quite a bit. So if you go to live track, you can turn on auto start, and no, this one's still fine. Recipients, just one. It's, you know, the person who would most likely be closest to get me if I were to have issues out on the road. Cool. Live event sharing, though, is pretty cool. It sends message triggers of the people that you have added. It uses their cell phone numbers and sends a text, which I guess you can share that text over whatever you want. Yeah, and yes, we'll send examples. I just completed 3 miles. No, I did not go that fast. Yeah, and then you can adjust what the actual triggers are for that. So those are really cool. Plus, you have instant detection. Ooh. Only supported specific activities. I have it turned on for on the bike. I think I have it on for run too. Maybe swim. But yeah, anyways, things that if something were to happen to me, I'm probably not going to be able to like pick my phone out. And it'll do things like, oh, here it is. I've actually got it on for a lot of things. Walk, run, bike, track run, e-bike, and yeah. These ones do not support it. So, but more and more things are being added to it. Not just that specifically, but like it's a constant cadence of Garmin putting out new features, new data. The safety tracking for instant detection will send a trigger out to your emergency contacts. I think you can have it set up to go elsewhere. But either way, it'll go at your emergency contacts and it'll be like, whoa, I've fallen and I can't be reached. And then they have your GPS location and can come directly to you. Yeah. But yeah, maps, navigation, that kind of stuff. Yeah, and I last charged it, kind of ended the day last Wednesday, after I had done 5K with performance running. But yeah, so pretty close to a week, and I'm at 27%, including using full multi-band GPS for at least 30 minutes a day, like minimum. Mostly because how else are you supposed to track your walk miles if you take your dog out for a quarter mile at a time and you don't usually track it? But yeah, so those are kind of my favorite things, is the OLED screen, just kind of how it ties into everything. The rich notifications keep getting better and better. That includes being able to respond to more things directly from your watch. Even if it's just canned responses, sometimes just sending out a okay is more than good enough. You can do that on Android. On iOS you can't. It's not because of something Garmin related, it's because Apple won't let you. Or won't let you. Yeah. So if you want that change, just keep pressuring Apple. Because I don't think that's going to change when they switch over to RCS messaging. Yeah. All right, so we're back the Epic Cam because apparently the Pocket 3 doesn't want to participate anymore. Oh no, caught something. So, yeah, anyways, I'm pretty sure it's just starting to overheat.
I just realized I had no audio for the last while. None. No audio. Mm. Dumb. Okay, well, let's do, what does this one do? Up to capture. No, we don't want that. So now, of course, there is. All right. Now, is there anything? Is there anything out there? Still nothing. All right. Well, anyways, the Epic Cam here is picking up audio, and apparently I was stupid, and yeah, forgot to check that I actually should have changed audio sources. So, anyways, it's just a lot of quiet me motioning around. That's super fun. Um, but okay, yeah. Anyways, um, join me at Foxy's marathon. Currently, sane brain is telling me half marathon. Stick to the half. Beat your previous one. Um, this is the Anchor docking station that I use. It's a new video. I put it out a couple of days ago. I don't know. It seems like it's doing fine. I really like that dock, but it's mostly unboxing, kind of going over some of the features, and then just kind of early days of what happened with it. I'm really hoping that this microphone over here was catching something, because otherwise this is going to be a really dumb stream. Maybe that's why I was saying your current bitrate 0 is lower than the suggested bitrate. So this may also be silent. I don't know. Anyways, so yeah. Anyways, on my website though, changed this over to the Chicagoland Tour de Cure. They're all across the country too. This one I will be doing in person. I'll be doing the 100K route. Uh, St. Charles, Illinois, pretty cutesy place. Yeah, we'll be driving out there. Let's see. Races and events, something I added fairly recently here. So it has a Google Calendar linked to my basically my website's Gmail, and yeah, just kind of shows different things. So if Tubeless 24 mil tape, better, bigger than 18 mil tape. That I'm pretty sure is the reason that that tire, that one's actually doing fine, but the front one wasn't sealing. I found out after I unmounted the wheel that underneath all this tape there was some loose sealant in there. There's some other liquid, so it clearly was not holding, which is a big issue. But so if I can't get that to work by probably end of this weekend, or at least closer to Sunday the 5th, when I do my first triathlon of the season, yeah, I'll just be throwing an old-fashioned tube in it. Or maybe we'll test out those pink TPU tubes. Maybe. I don't know. They seem like they're fine. I just probably don't want to throw them into a race right away. At least would want to do quite a few miles testing on them. It's going to be kind of a packed calendar until after June 2nd. But yeah, anyways, then after that, for myself, my birthday, I'll be challenging myself the Fox River Challenge. It has like 6 different names in Garmin Connect. That I believe is its current one. Just sprint duathlon, Wrightstown, Wisconsin, which is a little south of Green Bay. So yeah, I'll be splitting off and doing that as like a hey, you got older, do something. And then also Mother's Day is the next day, so it'll be fun to go up and see our mothers. But yeah, and then Cooney Duathlon, that one is west of here, like western suburb of Milwaukee. I think it's out by O'Connell Walk. And yeah, another one, Sprint Duathlon. A little bit of a longer bike route, but yeah, you can check those out. I also have kind of shamelessly plugged all of these join me at. I try to put just basically the next 4 because then it lines up well with my Excel spreadsheet screenshot, which is also now out of date. This calendar here, and yeah, it goes in chronological order. 11 days to that first triathlon. It's a pool swim too, so like it's not too bad. I think it's a 25-yard length pool, so yeah, it's a really cool one for. If I were to send somebody on a beginner triathlon, it would be the Whitewater Jayhawk triathlon, either early bird, which is in the spring, or in the fall they do the late bird because they are the Jayhawks. But yeah, otherwise, duathlon, you don't really have to worry about drowning, at least not in the run bike run configuration. This one I think is a 5K and then like a 50-mile bike ride, and then a 1 mile, just 1 mile finish. This one I think is probably traditionally breakthrough events has done like a 2 mile and then the bike and then 2 mile run to finish. But it might be 5K bike 5K. And I think it's like 17 or up to, I think it's 17 miles. I'd have to check. I don't know. I'd save the course and follow the signs. Hopefully don't get lost. And then Lake Mills Triathlon, this will be my 3rd year doing it. Hopefully this year I don't drown. The first year I got close. 2nd year I did not drown, halved my swim time, but then got all of that time right back by getting stuck in my wetsuit. We're going to hope that doesn't happen again this year. We'll do a little more practice of wetsuit on and off, and hopefully that goes better. Indoor ride streams, I know they keep getting pushed off. I'm hoping they will become more regular soon. Again, soon. I can't promise that. Basically, if it's nice out, I would rather ride my bike outside. But also, I've been checking the upcoming weather. It looks like it's cold, rain, wind, cold, rain, wind, cold, rain, wind. Usually one of those 3, but there are a few days where it's all 3 of those. So yeah, Otherwise, Brewers off to a great start this season. Bucks game 2 coming up tonight, 7:30 p.m. Central. Hopefully, we'll have another great showing against the Pacers and go 2-0 in the series. Otherwise, this weekend I'm doing a beer mile. My brother is hosting. I think actually it's over the 10th anniversary one. is it? Yeah, no, it's not the 10th anniversary one. I think it's like the 11th or 12th running of it. But yeah, anyways, we'll be doing a beer mile. That's chug at least 12-ounce beer. That's at least 5% ABV. Run a quarter of a mile or walk, crawl, whatever fancies you. I've walked quite a few of these. Carbonation hits you. Then yeah, you just keep doing it until you have had 4 12-ounce beers and 4 quarter-mile laps equaling to 1 mile, and you know, bit of a buzz. I have not trained for the chugging the tasty beer. I tend to enjoy my beer, which also has been a not issue at previous ones, aside from having like a 45-minute beer mile. I plan on being substantially faster than that, at least in the run part. So I will likely track it. Might not bust out the heart rate monitor, so get the sensor on here, which is pretty accurate as long as you keep it tight against your skin. You don't get a cadence lock to your heart rate. Yeah, that's really about all I've got for this week. Hopefully there wasn't a massive long gap of no audio. I feel like there probably was. I apologize for that. Maybe next week this guy will Pocket 3 will not want to stop sending audio halfway through. But that also means I'll probably not have it in its jacket. This is the super cheap expansion adapter. Instead of clicking on, it just slides on, holds on with friction. You use your GoPro style mount on the back here. It holds it very well to the point where I have taken this out on runs. I've not taken it on bike rides though. And even with all the bouncing around, keeps up pretty well. If you check the video for this, I actually have footage, night footage too, of me running and the gimbal. It sometimes getting a little kind of crooked, but mostly staying very well, keeping excellent colors, and it didn't go flying out and end up smashing into a cop car, which is, if you're wondering what the vehicle is that I encounter at the end of that clip, it's 2 cops in an undercover Kia, because, you know, Kia boys. Anyways, drop something in the chat or comments if you'd like to discuss something in a future episode. I am planning on keeping these around. It's just kind of trying to stick to a round number or less, kind of dependent. But yeah, leave something in the comments. I read through them. I try to respond to as many as I can. If they seem sarcastic, you might get a slightly sarcastic response. I try to go into it with a level head, but yeah, anyways, it's kind of taken in stride. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this. Go Bucks, go Brew Crew, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, check out everything else, like the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.